Chapter 7. Betrayal. A few days after Koji and his team returned to their village, Koji received a message from one of his informants. It was a warning that someone was planning an attack on their village. Koji immediately gathered his team and went to the location where the informant was waiting. The informant was a young girl named Mai, who had helped Koji in the past. She looked scared and worried. "Please be careful," she whispered. "There are people who want to hurt you and your village." Koji and his team thanked Mai for her warning and promised to be careful. They then made their way back to the village, wary of any potential threats. As they entered the village, Koji noticed that something was off. The villagers seemed tense and on edge, and there was an air of suspicion and distrust in the air. Koji knew that this was not a good sign. He called for a meeting with the village leaders to discuss the situation. During the meeting, Koji learned that there were rumors circulating about him and his team. Some villagers believed that they were not truly protecting the village, but instead were using their powers and influence for personal gain. Koji was shocked and hurt by these accusations. He had always put the safety of the village and its people first, and he couldn't understand why anyone would doubt his intentions. But things took a turn for the worse when a group of villagers led by a man named Kaito confronted Koji and his team. They accused them of being traitors and demanded that they leave the village immediately. Koji tried to reason with Kaito and the others, explaining that they had always acted in the best interests of the village. But the angry villagers refused to listen and attacked Koji and his team. The battle was fierce and intense, with Koji and his team fighting for their lives. They managed to defeat the villagers, but not before Koji suffered a serious injury. As Koji lay wounded, he realized that the attack had been orchestrated by someone who wanted to undermine his authority and discredit his team. He knew that he had to find out who was behind it and stop them before they could cause any more harm. With the help of Mai, Koji and his team began to investigate. They discovered that a powerful and influential member of the village council, named Taro, was the one behind the attack. Taro had been jealous of Koji's growing influence and popularity and had plotted to destroy him and his team. Koji and his team were shocked and appalled by Taro's betrayal, but they knew that they had to stop him. In a dramatic showdown, Koji and his team confronted Taro and his followers. The battle was intense, with both sides using all of their powers and skills. In the end, Koji and his team emerged victorious. They had defeated Taro and his followers, and the village was once again safe. But Koji knew that the damage had been done. The village had been divided, and it would take time to rebuild trust and unity. As Koji and his team made their way back to their base, Koji couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness and disappointment. He had always believed that he and his team were protectors of the people, but now he realized that there were those who would betray and undermine them. But he also knew that he couldn't give up. He and his team had a duty to protect the people, no matter the cost.